Well, today we about to do part 2, the second page. Yeah. What up, y'all? It's your boy Spida-Web, and I'm about to start working on that second page. So let's get into it. All right, that's what we doing, setting up that joint. I gotta get my pencil. Yeah, I know. That's how you draw. Get your art on, you know what I'm saying? Now y'all can see me better than the other video. This video, you got this long piece here, and I'm gonna use one of my clear rulers because I didn't like that other ruler. So I'm gonna switch to a clear one so I can see. You want to use one of these. As you can see, I can see all the lines. It's just perfect for that line type of work. So we go, I probably should do a rooftop scene here just to, what happened. As y'all can see, I started off drawing with the little square sheet. And I add like a circle. That's like the torso part, and then you can just draw a triangle here. As you can see, that looks like a body of a person. I'm drawing this person sideways because I want to. You know what I'm saying? You can sketch the rest of it. However you want to do it. Remember that other character that we drew yesterday with the glasses? It's gonna basically be this character, but he's a little farther away. And this time his hands ain't behind his back. And just draw them just like that. When you draw arms, you ain't doing nothing but drawing circles. And that's the hand, as you can see. Do the exact same thing with the legs. And that's just how you get a quicker view of the artwork. That's a neat, in case y'all wonder what that is. And then you draw the leg, like so. I can see this is a well proportioned person. You see what I'm saying? But we gonna switch this up a bit. We gonna erase that. So like where that was going. And we're gonna cross this leg this time. Over. Like so. Now you can choose to draw these. Take it straight out if that's how you want to get out. Or you can do it like I'll be doing. You know what I'm saying? So that character getting a little walk on. So you do that right there. Remember he had a collar on his shirt. He tried to make him too fast because he in the background. Yeah, hit that, draw that, draw that. I remember he had a ripped shirt yesterday, so we gonna rip his shirt. Just like that, yeah. Yeah, rip that shirt just like that. He got hair and everything, so we gonna draw the hair.
Drawing characters is not that hard to do. Just make sure you know before how you want things to be on the page.
Oh, man. Yeah, I gotta draw this little bar right here. I have to erase this because I ain't like that's going. So I'm gonna erase it. Then we gonna just continue. You know what I'm saying? Right here, I'm working on the legs. So y'all can clearly see. I want that leg thing on behind so it look like he's walking. It's like the easiest thing to do when you drawing. And it's basically sketching out your character before you even start. And once you sketch it out, then you start to do your detail. Once you do your detail, then you all good. So it's just the basics of how you really get your art on and do what you gotta do, you know what I'm saying? You can add detail like I'm doing with the side of this pencil here, that's adding shading because there's a shadowy character here in the background. So you don't really have to be seen because he's far in the back, but he ain't that far away to where you can't see him. Now we gonna move to the other side of this page right here. I'm gonna draw a few characters here, whatever comes to my mind. I'm just gonna do it. That's the fun thing about drawing, guys. So if y'all like to draw, then you do stuff like this. You can sketch it in a sketch pad, or you buy one of these cover books like I get. They come in a pack of 3, and that's how you do those. Real easy, nothing hard. Drawing a little small character right here. And then you have to have a good visual when you're doing stuff like that. Not only do you need a good imagination, you got to have the visual in your head of how you want this to look on this paper. Like you just draw it. That's all you got to do. So you get your draw your characters and keep your characters working. Like I'm doing right here. Real simple, real easy. Basically, you have to do this again. But this video is to help y'all when y'all doing comic books. It's gonna be the first time anybody has ever finished the entire comic book on YouTube. And the video I put out yesterday was pretty long. And what happened with that video was hard to upload. I'm not doing that again. So seems like the longer the video is not good. So basically I'm gonna have to go live for y'all to really get the experience. And I'm not going live yet. I'm gonna wait on that live stuff. If I do go live, it'll be on TikTok. It will probably never be on here. So you have to follow me on TikTok. But other than that, let's get back to this artwork. You know what I'm saying? But now I'm drawing this character who's in the front, which means he's gonna have a little more detail than the top 3 characters got. Because that's right there in your face. Like he right there. So that character you have to draw a little more detail and stuff like that. Now of course I had to go back because I'm doing this stuff on camera. So it's just what I gotta do for right now. as I draw this here, go on in. This boxing done. He carrying the box. Pretty easy. The line is off because I'm not using the ruler. So the line is off a little bit. But it is what it is. You don't really care because he carrying the box. You can use a ruler to straighten that out, but just go sketch this. I can always go back and fix it. Sketching it right now. So the page is not gonna be how I want it to look because I'm trying to draw this and I'm trying to show y'all how to do it at the same time. So of course I had to go back. So that means next week when you see this page, it's gonna be a complete page. All panels gonna be filled in. I, I want to show y'all how to draw, but I'm gonna draw it myself. Then we gonna work on those other panels. I probably sketch those out. That way they already sketched out, and then you just complete it. Remember, I told you I would not be writing a dialogue because I don't want nobody. It'd be fun if I could do a dialogue and don't nobody steal the work. People steal, so I got to be careful. That's this coming book going for production. That's why I ain't told y'all the name of it, and you'll never see the name of it. But I'd have told people at my job the name of it is. They can't draw, so I'm not worried about them. You know what I'm saying? So certain people you have to be careful who you tell what you doing. So that's one thing about comic books. That's a whole nother story. Matter of fact, we gonna get into it while I'm drawing these characters. So, a long time ago when I was in high school, mind you, I'm 50 years old now, so high school was a long, long time ago for me. When I was in high school, it was like the early 90s. I created this character called the Ghost of Light. I had this character, I drew it on a t-shirt, I painted it on a t-shirt. I had an actual comic of this character. I showed everybody at school this character. Making a long story short, we went to a comic book store. Now this was a little fun thing, and we loved going to the comic book store. It was called Mad Dogs. I'll never forget that comic book store. It was in Chicago, in Lincoln Square area. So we was over there. Then I get to see this comic. I'm looking, and I'm like, I know I don't see what I think I see. So me and my homie like, bro, ain't that your character? I'm like, yeah, man. Like the split image of my character was in this comic book store. Somebody took my idea and created the artwork and created a whole comic book that fast. Basically stole my character. That was my character and it was stolen. With the name and everything. Like they took the entire name that I had. It took the likeness of the character, the whole nine. And I was pissed. But wasn't nothing I could do about it because I was a kid. I didn't know nothing about copyright stuff like I know now. So there's a lot of stuff I don't talk about. Like this comic book, it's gonna confuse y'all because there's no dialogue and you don't know what's going on. I know what's going on because dialogue is in my head. So I already know what I'm writing. I know how the character's supposed to go on the page. I know all that. And I don't need no script. Like some people write scripts for comics. I don't. Because I don't need that. I can just do it straight out my head like a rapper that know how to freestyle real good. That's me. Only difference I'm doing comics. So right here, I'm showing y'all how to do the narration box. And I'm finna basically show y'all how I did that first narration box. And I'm telling y'all something over here. See, my mic went out, so I'm doing the voiceover right now. This narration box is easy to do. You might have to do this. few times because you're the narrator. So you have to remember that you are the writer, you are the creator, you are the narrator. So this is you. All this belongs to you. If you decide to do the full comic book by yourself, it's gonna take a while for you to get it done. Comic books are not easy. You can't finish them in one day. I used to. I used to be able to finish a whole comic book in one day. And the reason why I was doing that because I couldn't draw. I'm basically drawing a man with no neck. They didn't have no fists. They didn't have no fingers. And the dialogue was so terrible, I could get the comic book done in one day. That's how easy it was. It was that simple, that easy. And then I learned how to draw because I kept practicing. And that's the main thing that you want to do. Practice make perfect when you're doing this type of stuff. You can't get on here and be like, man, you know what? I can draw what I want to draw, and I'm gonna draw it one time. So characters will never take off. Like you gonna have the same ugly style character, and they gonna be ugly. You're not gonna like those characters when you get older, or if you are older now and you didn't practice, you're not gonna like what you did. So you're not gonna like your artwork. When you don't like your artwork, you do what to it? Throw it in the trash. For me, a comic book, it could be the worst comic book I ever had. And I would take that comic book and redo that entire comic book because I've done it before. I got some more characters that I'm doing. I got three main characters that I'm not gonna name. You'll just see them when they come. But those are my three main characters. They copyrighted, so I could say them if I wanted to because they copyrighted, but I'm not. Because people can still steal it and say that that's their work. We ain't going now. So basically, I'm drawing this character up close and personal. So that's the first time y'all gonna see his face, and it won't be the last. You don't know if he a criminal. You don't know if he a hero. This is when the plot thickens, and this is when the story gonna get a little weird. But I said I'm not telling the story on YouTube because there's too many. A lot of artists out here. There's a lot of thieves. Whatever you got in your mind, create it behind your closed door before you even put it on YouTube. Make sure it's copyrighted. Nobody can steal it. Make sure your logo is trademarked. Nobody can steal it. That's all you got to do. Nobody can touch your stuff once it's trademarked and once it's copyrighted. They touch it. That's when the lawyers get involved. And I don't think nobody want to play that game with no lawyer. Because you will lose. Simple as that. And then you got to pay a whole lot of money. That's another ball game that you don't want to get into. You can just ask the people that created the first Spider-Man movie and what happened to them when they tried to say Stan Lee did not create Spider-Man. They had to pay that man $1 million and put him in every Marvel movie until he passed away. They had to keep paying him $1 million a movie, even if he had a little cameo role. So he was making more than a walk-on. He was making more than a stand-in or a standby person. He made $1 million for a small role. And that's because he won his lawsuit. That's his character. You can't touch his stuff. That's one thing y'all need to learn when you're doing this type of stuff. When you create characters like these, you copyright them, even a bad guy. So if you create a villain, copyright it, so nobody can steal it. You gotta remember, there's still comic book movies being made, still cartoons being made. People steal stuff all the time. Marvel and DC, Impact, Dark Horse, they all are victims and they all are the ones that will steal your stuff. So keep that all in mind when you're doing these comic books. Never tell nobody your comic book style, your name of the comic book until it's done. Then you can tell them all day because you know it's copyrighted. You know it's gonna get published. You ain't got nothing to worry about. That's all that you gotta do. Copyright is key. Your trademarks is key. Those are the main things you want to do when you're doing this type of stuff. This character right here, the beginning of this whole comic book. Even though on the cover there's a girl. That's because that's the star of the comic book. But this character right here is the beginning and why that girl coming out. He's the reason why that girl on that cover page is gonna be the main character. Y'all will figure all this out when I get to the third page and the fourth page. That's when things really gonna hit the fan. I'm gonna try and do a 2 page, but it look like it might end up being 1 page. Uh, every episode, cause that long video taking all day to upload, that pissed me off. I can't do it. So what we gonna do is keep going light with the smaller videos instead of a long video, cause the 30-minute video I can't do them. So, but that's the end of this character. Yeah. So right here, I'm telling y'all a little story. This is basically the end of this video. This part right here where you just see my mouth moving. And don't worry about it because this is a straight voiceover. It's all good. We're gonna work on that third page next week. And that's gonna be it. So until the next time, I'll holler at y'all. Peace.